Welcome back here. We are about to watch the Los Angeles Ironmen take on Baltimore Revo. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. So, looking at this matchup on paper, the Ironmen lost some killers in the offseason in Alex Rodriguez and also in Alex Goldman. Looked like they were going to get Steven Pitts to return, but he didn't make it back up there. So the story with the Los Angeles Ironmen is, can the young players on that team step up to help the Marcelo Margots and Mike Paxtons of that squad? Yesterday, Toe Camel did do that. Brandon Cornell injured his shoulder in the practice right before the event. He's still starting. So some questions need to be answered this year for the Los Angeles Ironmen, which is to see why those bars are not as far up as some of the other top teams. But Baltimore Revo, again, they're another team that we don't know what they're going to bring. They haven't really had the best event so far. They got smashed by Heat yesterday, 7-1. So both these two teams with a lot to prove.
Yeah, and like I said, Ironman got a game later against Houston Heat. Revo, here against Ironman, Revo, the way that they played yesterday definitely was not indicative of their expectations. They really got nothing going, didn't look solid. They got to play Thunder later. So, both these teams, Ironman trying to get another win, secure their spot into Sunday.
There's Toe Camel on your screen right now. Had a great game yesterday. Just schooling some kids over here.
There's Revo. They got to get 2 wins today.
Yeah, gut check time for Revo here. Just about 5 seconds to go before the start of this first point. This game brought to you by Die Precision. Here we go. On the breakout, looking at Baltimore Revo on your screen. Heavy guns off the break in that backfield, sticking 2 in the back center and then immediately moving up. And it looks like,
yeah, I saw that.
Major penalty immediately, Todd.
Yeah, Revo shot 2 bodies off the snake side on the break and then 1 off the Dorito side. But as soon as the Revo player from the back center turned, he got shot right in the top of the loader and got a major, kept shooting. Might have been how he got that first guy, but Revo's got a body in the box right now. Patrick Fong with the major.
Well, they need to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, Ironman, I think they only have 2 bodies left. They got Cornell and Paxton. There's Cornell. He's going to get shot in the back. Just Paxton in the back center.
Big Henry Sense coming through the center,
yeah,
getting a couple kills, and it looks like a major penalty on Sense. Wow, so right away, this is a really unfortunate turn of events for Baltimore Revo with 2 major penalties and one, the Sense penalty, I couldn't quite see it from here, but man, that is not how you want to start it out. At least they got the point win, though. So they will go up 1-0 against the Los Angeles Ironmen. But they're going to be playing with just 3 bodies for the next 2 minutes or so of game time. You can see Henry shaking his head right now, frustrated with how that last point went down.
It sucks when you get one like this. You make a good move, and then he comes down to go shoot Mike Paxton. Oh, he gets shot in the back.
By his own guy. You see it?
Here it comes. Hold on. Boom,
yeah, right there.
In the back, and then he shoots Mike Paxton, and that's how he gets the major. Yeah, that's got to be a major as well. Yep, 2 majors on the board. So, Ironman new coach Billy Wing. Revo with 2 majors on the board. Let's check in with Lauren down on the sidelines.
Hey guys, I'm here in Revo's pit with John Hartman. John, you guys are going to go into this point down 2 bodies, which is tough, 3 against 5. Have you guys talked about strategy and practice this type of breakout with 2 bodies down?
We talked about with 1 body down, not really 2, but pretty much got to try to get out wide and hopefully you burn 1 or 2 of them. It's going to be tough, but we can do it.
Is the best strategy to, off the break, just get into your bunkers and try to burn out as much time on those penalties as possible? Or what would you say is the best way to attack Ironmen coming in?
They're shooting just as fast as we are. This true semi is not really the greatest at shooting, but, I'd say 3 guns up still, try to get as many bodies as you can off the break.
All right, we'll see what happens. Back to you guys.
So Revo's starting down 2 bodies right now. You can see the 3 of them trying to get out. Looked like they made it out alive. Let's see if they got any kills.
They shoot 2 on the break. Marcelo and Paxton go down.
This is huge for Revo. They were able to even it up. So this would be a huge momentum shift, because if you were the Ironman, you were thinking, okay, great, we may be down 1, but we're starting 5 on 3. Nope, not anymore. Marcelo Margot gets shot by Chris Lloyd, and Kenny Frank shoots out Mike Paxton. Solid work by Baltimore Revo. Let's see if they can do something with it, though. So Daniel Ibarra, Jason Vilich, and Toe Camel, this is what we need. So this would be big for the Ironman. If the Ironman could step up and tie this up with the young guys out, the young squad out, it would be big for the Ironman's morale right now.
The Ironmen lose another body, though. Toe Camel gets shot out of that snake side temple. Vilich comes all the way into snake 2. He's going to have an open kill across the field. Does he take it? Oh, he missed it.
So Jason Vilich just flat out misses his shot cross field, but he pushes him over, so he did get taken out by Daniel Ibarra. And now Vilich is battling in the snake right now.
Oh, that looked like...
And so O'Mara wins the battle here. Vilich drops the ball for the Los Angeles Ironmen, but now it's a one-on-one situation here.
Yeah, Vilich was lucky not to get a penalty there either. Here comes Ibarra and O'Mara, but coming out of the penalty box, shoot the body. The Revo player comes out of the box and shoots his own guy instead of Daniel Ibarra, standing in the wide open.
Todd, what a crazy start to this game, man. Lots of penalties. We have penalties for, like, okay, so the Ironmen have been dying in droves off the break, and penalties were flying for Baltimore Revo, but it looks like Baltimore Revo is going to be able to win this next point here. Wow.
Wow. That Revo player came out of the box, saw the guy's back, assumed it was his own player. And it was Danny Ibarra standing in his backfield gunned up on his own teammate who had crossed to the Ironman side of the field.
The jerseys aren't even close. They don't even look anything like each other. So, yeah. I mean, come on now.
Especially when you got a giant flag on the back of your jersey. So that could have almost been really ugly right there.
But huge shift again in the momentum, because Revo came to play this morning. They win that first one, even regardless of the fact they got 2 majors. And then they come out 3 on 5, even it up by shooting Marcelo Margot and I think it was Mike Paxton right away, which left some of the younger guys out for the Ironman, and they couldn't get it done. Toe Camel got shot out of his bunker. Jason Vilich missed a shot cross field. And so right now the Ironmen playing on their heels, down by 2, 17:34 to go. We'll be right back.
I first picked up a paintball gun when I was 9. I used to stand around at the field and stare at the Ironman players, hoping for a shot. I earned my way onto the team when I was 15. We won 2 world titles. When I blew my knee out for the second time, the doctor told me I'd never play again, but I refused to let go of my dream. I'm an Ironman, and paintball is my life.
10 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Huge point for the Ironman. So we haven't seen anything out of Toe Camel so far today. He had a great day yesterday, but he's going to take a seat. Out on the field for the Ironman, Pestana, Cornell, Ibarra, Margot, and Vilich. And the Ironmen are still searching today for somebody to step up and play some paintball here, put some points on the board for them. Baltimore Revo definitely came to play today. Henry Sense still in the box, and Omar gets shot early, so it's Lloyd, Frank, and Fong.
Here comes Shane Pestana through the middle of the field. Jason Vilich falls backwards. One more body going to be coming out of the box unless Marcelo Margot can beat him there. And he is able to hang that flag before the last Revo player. So Revo going to start with 4 bodies again. I don't think that horn blew before he got out. So Marcelo Margot going to get a check. So Ironmen shoot a body on the break of the 4, knock him down to 3 right away, and able to capitalize and score a quick point after Revo caught an early 2-0 lead.
So looking at this replay right here, Ironman fired up in that last point, pushing up in the center. Shane getting himself some. And then Marcelo Margot is going to end up grabbing that flag and running it in. Smart to preserve that penalty. So solid work by the Ironman to put 1 on the board finally. Score is 2-1. So, but anyone's game here at this point, very close match, and it was good to see that fire and the Ironmen finally wake up and play some paintball here.
Yeah, finally got a kill. Shot somebody on the break and got Shane Pestana up there in the middle right away. Start chopping bodies off that snake side, and then came right through. I'm telling you, Maddie, this field, for the people that are intelligent, that can read it the right way, see things happen, read and react. This is more read and react than, any field I've ever seen. I think it's set up so nice for just seeing the bodies die in front of you, making quick moves, and getting into good spots right away. So every spot on this field has really good shots, really good opportunities to move.
Well, you're looking at the eye in the sky on your screen right now. See all those big bunkers in the center? Lots of guys have been going up in there. And the snake, it's a ladder snake. It's pretty much, yes, there are 2 gaps in it, but it plays like a ladder snake. And what that means is that once you shoot the guy in front of you, you can get up there real easily. And because the way it's offset from those insert bunkers and also the back corner, which we haven't really seen a lot of guys go to. Yeah, guys have sort of been playing it. So let's look at this from Baltimore Revo's side, doubling up that center with Chris Lloyd and Patrick Fong in the center, and then Sense immediately comes right out. So now tripling up that back center, and they're going to have to fight to get out of there. You don't want to get stuck in there if the field gets spread. And the Ironmen have a pretty good spread over here with Toke Hamill on the snake side. But Brandon Cornell getting shot over on that D side. Here comes Shane Pestana. Pestana up in the center, wrapping around, looking for that run through. He comes up, hasn't get shot yet, and he finally gets peeled out. So
he's looking for it though. He's trying to attack, and off his move, the Ironmen are able to get into the snake. Looks like Vidalich tries to go from snake 1 to snake 2 and gets caught in the gap, but Toke Hamill comes across from the snake side tower, and he takes that spot. Is he able to catch O'Mara coming into the snake? He's not, so O'Mara now in snake 2, mirrored up with Toke Hamill. O'Mara's got some help behind him in the inside snake temple. He's backing up, trying to look across the field. Ironmen lose another body. That's the key to O'Mara coming down the highway. Here he comes. Marcelo getting taken off that Dorito side. O'Mara saw him, had to check him off to make sure he wasn't looking on the inside, saw him get shot in the face, immediately took off down the highway.
yeah, nice work. Stephen O'Mara, Chris Lloyd, Sense, and Fong getting it done for Baltimore Revo, going up now 3-1. And there's the move down the highway, and Toke Hamill getting a little taste of his own medicine. That's what Toke was doing yesterday to people, and really haven't seen much out of Toke now this morning. 0 confirmed kills for him. Shane's getting some kills, though. 4 confirmed kills for Shane Pestana. So Ironmen have a 2-point deficit here with 15:59 on the clock. We're going to be right back. We are back at the Die Factory team, Los Angeles Ironmen, one of the oldest franchises in the game, and one of the new upstart franchises, Baltimore Revo, which made a huge splash last year, Empire Factory team. So here we go on the breakout. Both teams 5 strong, and getting a little bit better go at it off the break here is Baltimore Revo, as they are 5 strong and able to take out Toke Hamill. So Toke struggling this morning here.
Yeah, I think Revo is just doing a really good job of shooting bodies on the break on that side. Almost every game they've gotten a kill off the snake side from the Ironmen. They shot Toke, and Marcelo got bounced coming into that first temple. That first temple is a lot easier to shoot than the second temple. And yeah, that's where we see most of the people getting shot off the snake side, going to the first temple or the gap between the second temple and the snake. But Marcelo, who played the Dorito side last point, has been starting in the back center, opting to come be the second guy on the snake side now. See if he can get something done over here for the Ironmen, as they've been sending Vidalich and Toke Hamill. So Ironmen, they have lost 2 bodies now. Ibarra got shot as well. So there you see Revo on your screen crossing that small Dorito. The Dorito 1 now coming across onto the Ironman side of the field.
Revo playing a controlled game right now. They are up by 2 bodies, 3 players for the Ironmen. So the Ironmen, because they're down by 2, they're forced to go forward, though. Looks like Baltimore Revo, though, does lose a body towards the center on the snake side. It's Chris Lloyd, his 4 confirmed kills. Brandon Cornell got the shot on him. Now Revo making moves over towards the snake side. Looks like they lose their body out of snake 1 as well. So Ironman starting to get some shots in on Baltimore Revo. It's 3 on 3.
Yeah, O'Mara getting shot over there out of snake 1. So Ironman holding tight, evening the bodies up. Revo now has a body in the outside temple on the snake side. The small Dorito and the Dorito 1.
So it's going to be up to Mike Paxson and Marcelo Margot over here on the snake side of the field. And there's the 1 player left alive for Revo over here on the snake side, Patrick Fong.
Mike Paxson up over the top. Here comes Marcelo into snake 1. He gets picked up right away by the Dorito side. Marcelo looking to go low, crawl across into snake 2. He makes it in there. Now he's got a free ticket all the way into snake 3 and 4 if he wants. Is he going to take it right away?
Marcelo
Now
Margot
he gets picked up on the outside by the snake temple.
So this is a
Patrick Fong.
big point right now for Marcelo Margot. His team down by 2, 13-18 to go. He has the ball. Brandon Cornell also in good field position on the D side, though. Pretty much mirrored up with Marcelo cross field at about the 40-yard line. Marcelo looking for it. You can see he wants to move up, but he wants to do it smart, trying to get all those variables, figure out where the last bodies are left alive. Patrick Fong, Sense, and Frank alive for Baltimore Revo.
Yeah, Henry Sense is over there in the Dorito 2 with an eye on Marcelo. He's just looking this way. Kenny Frank is protecting him from Dorito 1.
Referee checking out Margot. He's clean, and Margot's going to move to the 50. Now, if Margot can get around this bunker here and get up 1 more notch, he will have shots on both players cross field. He has shots from where he's at, but the angle significantly increases when he gets past that 50-yard line. That's the spot.
Yeah, that's the spot.
That is the spot in the snake. So Margot knows that. So he's now in the money spot here. So let's see if he can, but they know he's there, so he's got to be really careful. But Dorito 3 has to stay on Margot. He cannot come off Marcelo, or he has to come all the way around and gunfight against Brandon Cornell. That puts him in a bad spot, Todd.
That angle that we're looking at right now, that's the angle that we were watching so many times yesterday. You know, people missing those shots. Marcelo put one right over Sense's shoulder. Now Sense just pounding that lane. You know, good angle right there. You know, some people that knew where the shot was came right in, popped up. They didn't have a muddy barrel, just lacing up those Dorito guys. But saw a few people miss those shots yesterday. You got to make them count when you're out here.
We did see a lot of guys make those shots, but that's that shot that you can't miss. We saw Vitalic miss that same shot from the opposite side of the field in this match. Remember the first point or second point? So Margot.
Marcelo's going to get Kenny Frank right here.
Oh, beautiful job by Marcelo Margot. Sneaky comes around the side, and now he's going to get run down by Patrick Fong, but trades out. So nice work by Marcelo Margot. Gets another 2 kills there.
So just Henry Sense, and Henry Sense going to get shot as well.
And
so.
Cornell went to town off of the move of Margot. So good little tag team here and good support by Mike Paxson. So beautiful work by Paxson, Margot, and Cornell to close out this point and pull within 1. That was a must-win point right there for the Los Angeles Ironmen, and their 3 stars able to step up and do work for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the guys we said they were going to have to depend on out here. And Marcelo, you know, just another player might have just sat there and tried to play the pop-up game with Henry Sense across the field, and that's a dangerous game. But Marcelo got real low, got
creative.
Sneaky, got creative, peeked around and saw Kenny Frank's back and was able just to sneak a couple in on there without being seen.
And that shows that Marcelo Margot knew those shots. He knew where he needed to get to, but he did it smart. He didn't force anything, slowly but surely, just made sure that he knew those angles, or he knew the angles already, but he wanted to make sure that the coast was clear. So solid work by Margot to get up there and get those kills. Marcelo Margot, 4 confirmed kills, got a 4-pack in that last point. So now just 1 point separates these 2 teams, 10 minutes and 46 seconds to go. Ironman trying to claw back into this game, and there's Big Rich Telford, the mountain man, from Modesto, California, helping out the boys from the East Coast. So as Rich gives them some game plans here, see if they can keep this lead. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, I'm here with Shane Pastana in Ironman's pit. Now you guys are down 1 point. That was a crucial point for you to get. You were watching as Marcelo was in the other side, snake 2. What is the best situation? You were up on bodies, but it was kind of his position, his move. Is trading out the best strategy in that situation?
In that situation, there was only one Revo player on the snake side, and best case scenario is Marcelo runs him down and lives, but if they trade out, it's good because you still have Mike behind him to come close the game up down the side. It kind of frees up the whole snake side.
All right, we'll see if they can tie it up.
All right.
So here on the breakout, solid breakout from both teams. 5 players alive so far.
Revo loses one body off the snake side.
Yeah.
And another one out of the middle. Here comes the Ironmen, Marcelo and Toe Camel charging up the middle. Mike Paxson coming out towards the snake side. Ironmen have a body in the snake corner. Toe Camel coming up to the A. New player from LA Ironman, Jerry Caro, comes running from the snake corner and dives into the snake and gets picked off on his way up.
Carl had a pretty decent game yesterday, so they finally let him get a spin. Not able to get it done here snake side, but Toe Camel's up in the center, handling business, along with Mike Paxson. So 1 kill so far for Toe Camel, 1 for Mike Paxson. 2 players left alive for Baltimore Revo, Kenny Frank and Chris Lloyd, both on the D side in the middle.
Toe Camel gets a sick shot on the Dorito player and then instantly takes off and bunkers out the center can.
And then
that was a smart move right there by Toke. He didn't give the Revo player a single second to make a decision, recognize his player just got shot next to him.
Well, it took him a little while to get warmed up, but Toe Camel finally got out there and got himself some kills.
Yeah.
So yeah, Toe Camel gets a 3-pack, Mike gets a 2. So Paxson and Hamill combined for the 5 confirmed kills for the Ironmen to tie it up here at 3 with 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Very close game here. Both these teams wanting to get this W here and preserve their chances in this tournament. Ironmen have to play another game against Heat to close out the morning bracket, and Revo has to play against Thunder. So this is a must-win situation for both these teams, particularly for Revo because they lost yesterday.
Yeah, Revo needs to get a win here to even have a chance. So, and again, Ironmen, they got to face Heat later. So always better to punch your ticket sooner than later.
Well, the way that it works out is we're taking the top 8 teams, 2 from each bracket. So you want to get, obviously 3 wins, pretty much you're going to get in. 2 wins, most likely going to get in. 1 win, that's not going to get you in. So, the Ironmen already have a win. If they can take the W here, even if they lose to Heat later on, Heat's already, and you're looking at the schedule here for the morning bracket and the afternoon bracket. But the issue is that even if the Ironmen lose to Heat, if Heat, that would give Heat 3 wins because Heat had 2 wins yesterday, and the Ironmen have 2 wins depending on what happens. So that'll put them in too. So, Revo again, they lost yesterday, so they have to win this match. And the Ironmen know they know all the things that we're saying to you guys right now, so that's why they're fighting so hard to try to get this W here. And Revo also knows as well too. So there's the rest of the games too. Pick your favorites, man. We got some great games coming at you. Can't wait for the afternoon bracket to throw down. And also, I really want to see what's going to happen with Dynasty and X Factor. Those are 2 high-powered teams, 2 teams that look really, really good here at this event. Both of them have 2 wins.
Looks like Ironmen are going to get 5 live bodies out. Revo, they're going to get 5 live bodies out. Both teams playing pretty cautiously over here on the snake side right now. Ironman first one to drop a body. Looks like Brandon Cornell come walking off the snake side. Both teams up in the middle of the field. The tall cake behind the A, occupied by Revo. There's Toke Hamill and Mike Paxson. Shane Pestana coming up into that tall cake mirror. He's gonna come up into the A on the Dorito side and get shot. Looks like he got shot underneath by the outside snake player for Revo. Toke Hamill, he's gonna back up. See if he can get a move across into the snake side, but Revo with 2 bodies looking towards the snake. There you see Mike Paxson from the dead box camera.
There's Toke Hamill on your screen, Mike right behind him.
Daniel Ibarra over there in that mini race bunker on the Dorito side.
But with
Revo, the first one to make a move up here into the 50 snake, gonna go all the way past it.
Well, the issue too for the Ironmen is they only have 3 bodies right now. Revo has 4. Oh, Fong gets shot though.
Yeah, but O'Mara coming into Ironman's side of the field on the snake shoots Paxson and Toke Hamill. So just Ibarra left for the Ironman, and O'Mara is gonna get him too. One kill and some control, no matter where you at on any part of the field, can get you a 3-pack. A 3-pack, possibly a 4-pack.
Yeah, I totally agree. So Todd, use it. Check out this telestrator and let's look. Okay, look at the snake. Let's show that notch too, past the 50-yard line where everyone's been getting those kills.
Swoop, this one.
So that notch right there, but coming from the left-hand side of your screen, if you're able to get in there, you can, from both those sides, those spots, that's where a lot of kills are coming from the snake. And they're looking cross-field at the second 2 Doritos where most of the guys are. So they get in there, they get that shot right across the field, bam, that's D3, and then also on D2 as well. And also look, you're looking at also the stand-ups in the center. That's why guys are working so hard to get into that spot. So we'll probably continue to see that all tournament long because the center has been so effective as well, and we have seen big moves on the D side. Todd, kind of like you said earlier on, that this field, there's so many options on this field.
That guy.
Yeah, so that's why the snake is so crucial. And the snake is always a fundamental structure out here on any field layout, but the question is how fundamental, how potent is that snake? Because that kind of dictates the game plan. You kind of have to game plan around how many bodies you need to put towards the snake side. And then, we're looking, yeah, so there's O'Mara, and he gets right to that spot, and look what happens. Immediately looks for those shots and realizes, okay, well, there's nobody there, but I still have a couple more guys I need to shoot. Comes around, bam, gets that shot. And let's look at it from the other angle. There's Mike looking for, and then Toke Hamill has no idea that Seven had made it all the way down onto his side of the field. And that's what happens when you can get that much penetration on the snake side and no one's battling with you. So a timeout being called, probably by the Ironmen, because, they can't let Revo start, well, not running the score up, but this is a very close match, Todd. No one's really stolen the momentum. Both teams fighting it out right now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Revo's doing probably a little bit better job of shooting players on the break. But, if the Ironmen, if they get a kill on the break, then they go into attack mode right away. I think the Ironmen are doing a better job of, reading and reacting, but Revo is doing a better job overall right now.
Well, you know what I really like that I'm seeing out of Revo is that I'm seeing that fight that we saw last year. They got whooped pretty bad by Heat in their first game of the 2015 season, 7-1. And so the question coming into today, only playing one game yesterday, was, where is that fight that we saw at a Revo last year? And we're seeing it now against the Ironmen.
Yeah.
This is definitely the same team that we saw last year.
It wasn't
just
it
better.
Revo that relegated Heat at World Cup at the very last game?
And then Revo relegated Infamous at West Coast Open to move in to the Champs Division. So Revo was a really big success story. I mean, they didn't win, and it's not like they won the Champions Division last year, but for being a new team coming in, but that's what's possible. And that's what I really can't wait to see what AC Dallas is going to do as well today. They lost 2 games yesterday, so not looking good for them here at this tournament. But again, when you're thinking about it from a season perspective, that series title, I mean, that chances of them winning series title against the high-level competition is pretty slim. But if they work hard, slowly but surely, they could, improve their chances of winning tournaments. And I think one day Baltimore Revo could be one of those teams. I mean, they're giving a hell of a fight against the Los Angeles Ironmen right now. 8 minutes on the clock. Margot, Cornell, the rookie Jerry Caro, and Paxson and Hamill on the field for the Ironmen. Neither team's dropped a body. 5 players alive for both squads.
Marcelo is going all over this field right now, trying to get wins for his team. Going up to that can shooting Dorito side. They get Kenny Frank early. Henry Sense dove across from the center into that Dorito 1. Ironman already, they got Cornell up in Dorito 2.
Cornell is,
Cornell
I think he's got issues with this. Yeah, something's wrong with Cornell. I think Cornell might have re-injured his shoulder because he's definitely in there. Looks like he's dealing with pain, trying to roll his shoulder.
That's not good.
Yeah, this isn't good.
Revo getting up into the 50 snake again. Ironman, they got Toe Camel over here. He is being held at bay by Revo.
I'll tell you what, Cornell's gutting it out though. He could easily call himself out, but he's refusing to do so. He even picks his gun up. His shoulder's still destroyed, and you can tell he's really struggling. Man.
There's Stephen O'Mara and Toe Camel going at it right there. And O'Mara catches one on the side of the goggles. I believe that was from Mike Paxson, unless Toe Camel came on the inside and shot him.
And if we could get a camera on Brandon Cornell on the D side right now. We're looking at Toe Camel and the snake starting to do work, but Cornell is definitely, I think his shoulder might still be out of joint, or he's re-injured it again because it's hanging limp, his right shoulder, and he's still trying to gunfight out of there. But right now we're watching Toe Camel try to finish this point out here for the Ironmen, and we probably won't see Cornell again, which is a huge loss for the Ironmen. But if they can win this point and tie it up, then you got to give Cornell a Purple Heart for gutting it out for his team.
Henry Sense gets shot from Revo. Just Fong and Lloyd now. Lloyd over there in the Dorito 1. Toe Camel furiously trying to get a shot on his pack across the field, and I think he finally sneaks one in.
He did.
So just Patrick Fong. Here comes Toe Camel on the launch, and he's going to bunker Fong out. Toe Camel with another 2-pack. I think he got Sense across the field as well. Toe Camel.
And that is going to do it here for Baltimore Revo on this point. What an amazing job by the Los Angeles Ironmen here to close it out. Toe Camel went to town and got himself at least a 3-pack. But hey, shout out to Brandon Cornell, man, who, even though he re-injured his shoulder, and it might still be out of joint because it's just dangling lifeless, and you can see there Paxton trying to help him out. But he gutted it out, man. He didn't call himself out. He even picked his gun back up and tried to gunfight out of there and let his team do their job. And, Brandon Cornell showing that he's, it's as tough as they come, man. That's an incredibly painful injury. You can see there he's still having issues with his shoulder. Oh, man, I feel for him. It's kind of similar to what happened to John Woodley, Todd.
Yeah, we've seen it a bunch of times. Brandon Short, John Woodley. It's a terrible injury to get.
Yeah, it's a tough kid, though, proving it right here. That takes a lot of heart. He could have, he very easily had just called himself out and walked off, but he wasn't hit, and he knew how important it was for his team, so he stayed in there and even tried to pick his gun up and gunfight with his shoulder still out of joint. And, so our thoughts go out to Brandon Cornell. Hopefully he can, pop that thing back in. That's a tough injury to have, man. That's one of those, paintball's a really safe sport, but those are one of those injuries that we see: shoulder injuries, knee injuries. Obviously, it's not like people are getting knocked unconscious out here, but those joint injuries, because you are diving around constantly in the conditions, it's just one of those things that has happened. And he had done that at practice, and so the question was Brandon Cornell even going to be able to play at this event, which would be a huge loss for the Ironmen? But he gutted it out through the game yesterday, and then gutted it out to that point. You can see Cornell still having issues with it over there. Yeah, the Ironmen smartly call a timeout. So Mike Paxson helping him. That's a very, very painful injury. He's trying to get it in. I think he finally got it in.
It's hurting me just to look at it. Come on, Brandon.
Poor Brandon. Tough kid, man. So, as Brandon Cornell tries to put his shoulder back in the socket, we're going to take a quick break.
Featuring wood, speed, or rec ball, Cousins Paintball makes it simple. Cousins Paintball is home to the XPL Lite, UWL, Star Series, SCPA, and PSP. Come to Texas's largest park, Cousins Paintball.
Cousins Paintball. You shoot paintballs.
You've come a long way from the first time you played paintball, charging in like Soap McTavish, only to get blown to smithereens in seconds. Since then, you've played every weekend, watched every paintball video, gone to every pro clinic, and still, when it came down to a one-on-one to win the tournament, you choked. That's all in the past. This is a new season, a new match, a new you. This is your redemption.
So we're getting back into it here. 5 minutes and 29 seconds remain. Dead heat tied at 4 between the Los Angeles Ironmen and Baltimore Revo. Marcelo Margot, Hamill, Vidalich, and Pestana out for the Ironmen to try to put the winning point on the board. Not the winning point, maybe the winning point. We'll see how long these points go. Baltimore Revo also still refusing to give up. Kenny Frank, O'Mara, Baker, Fong, and Sense out there. O'Mara and Sense and Frank all doing work. Seven's got 6, Henry's got 6, and Kenny has 5 confirmed kills. So Revo looking good here in this. This is a really good game, Todd.
Yeah, 4-4, 5:29 to go. On the breakout, who's going to get the kills? Oh, Marcelo, no, is that Vidalich? Vidalich tries to go to the snake on the break. Does he make it? He gets the tumble.
Yeah, referee checking him out. He's clean, though. We'll see.
Toke Hamill gets a kill on the break.
Yeah, he took a core sample, though, so Vidalich is going to have to clean his gun out. Here comes Toke Hamill, hunting for kills in the center. Shane Pestana already got O'Mara out. Mike Baker's walking off, too, so just 3 bodies left alive for Baltimore Revo. Pestana and Toke Hamill both up in the center. Here comes Vidalich. Not sure if Vidalich's gun's working. I think he took a core sample when he dove in there. Yeah, his gun's not working, but at least he's in a good position. Another body peels off for Revo. Looking real good for the Ironman right here to try to put another point on the board and take a 1-point lead.
Toke Hamill coming through the middle again.
Hey, Toke Hamill stepping it up here in the second part of this match.
Hamill's playing tough right now. Vidalich. Got to learn to dive with your gun up.
Yeah.
If you need to learn how to dive with your gun up, take a lesson from Justin Cornell.
Yeah, Justin Cornell's really good at that.
Yesterday, flawlessly diving into the snake.
Well, I think
going all the way to the end, popping up and shooting.
But I think it's one of those situations where, because I was watching Vidalich run in, and I think when he looked up, he saw that stream was on him. And anytime, you know, when you get that stream on you, that's when you throw caution to the wind, and you just got to lay out. And you can see there, Vidalich dove face first into the mud. So. But Ironman looking good right now. 5-4 is the score, and Toke Hamill, 8 confirmed kills for him. And he got a really slow start to this game, Todd. But Toke Hamill's really, hit that gas pedal here and really started to clock in for his team, playing as well as he did yesterday, which was pretty well. So yeah. Toke Hamill came to play some paintball today.
At least Vidalich kept crawling down to the end of the snake and made the Revo players look at him.
Well, he maintained his composure.
Yeah.
He got into snake 1 on the crazy dive. Referee came in to check him out. He asked for the check. He was clean. And then he looked up, saw Pestana and Hamill get up in the center, realized, okay, my gun's not working right now, but I still need to be a part of this match. And no one's shooting at me. And like we mentioned many times yesterday, is what's stopping you? Nothing's stopping you. You need to take more ground. And so Vidalich still, even though he didn't have a working gun, was able to get up and be a part of that match. Yeah. There's Coach Billy Wing from the Ironman. Legendary Ironman player has come back to coach the team. There was even talk of Billy suiting up. Marcelo and Shane were trying to get Billy to put the shield back and suit up and play again, but Billy's like, I'm just going to help you guys. I'm just going to help coach.
Yeah.
It's still a big advantage to have Billy Wing on your sidelines helping with game plans.
Well, if Billy's playing, you still need a coach.
That's the thing. And the coach is coaches are always important, but right now with the fact you have to walk the field, there's no actual sideline coaching, there's no audible coaching, and there's going to be a learning curve as far as game plans are concerned. So the smarter of a guy, more experience of a guy that you have in your corner helping you out with those things, the more of a chance that you got. So Looks like a quick pause of the clock here at 30 seconds to go before the start of this next point. So Todd, right now 5-4 is the score. This is one of the closest matches that we've seen, but I think we're going to start to see more of this today. And yeah, it's going to be a brutal day of paintball here as we start to figure out who's going to make it into the Elite 8. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, just wanted to bring you a quick update on Brandon Cornell's injury. They're actually taking him to the hospital. They tied his arm up, but they weren't able to pop it back into place in the pits. So they're taking him to the nearest hospital. I'll keep you updated as I have more information.
That's a sad update. We knew that Cornell was nursing that injury that he sustained in practice last weekend, but he gutted it out, man. So, you know, talk about earning your stripes. That's one way to do it. He's done it with his gun, and now he did it with his toughness. And he didn't tap out, man. He stayed out there the whole point, knowing how important that point was, and his team did win that point. So our thoughts go out to Brandon Cornell. We hope that things work itself out for him. All right, so right now, 5 players alive here, start of this point. Baltimore Revo in good position in the center, but the Ironmen beat him to the snake. But 2 bodies dropped. Looks like a penalty on Mike Paxton. Or no, it was either Toke Hamill or Mike Paxton got a penalty. So Toke Hamill, man, worst time ever to get a penalty.
Yes, but Marcelo Margot is on Revo's side of the field. But Revo is in the 50 snake. If he pops up, he's going to see Marcelo. 2 Ironmen coming down. Is O'Mara going to see him?
And look at
O'Mara
this.
doesn't even see Marcelo on his side of the field.
Yeah, O'Mara still hasn't seen him. We'll see. So if
where's our Dorito side?
If Jerry Caro could just go and take out O'Mara right now, that would help out Marcelo. But Marcelo walking off, so you can see the eye in the sky. And look at that, both Ironman players walking off on that side.
Somebody is having a game for Revo right now. That or Marcelo and Ibarra aren't hit. Are they not hit?
They're not hit. Oh my God! They thought everyone was dead. They thought they had cleared the field. So O'Mara all of a sudden pops up, and then the Ironmen have to start playing whack-a-mole with O'Mara and the snake. But O'Mara, wow! So that's what happens, man. When you go to with no coaching and if the communication isn't on point, that's what potentially could happen. Because we were looking for another body.
Yeah, I thought they both got shot.
Thinking, well, there's at least somebody alive over there who just shot out Margot and Ibarra, but he didn't get shot. They thought they had cleared the field. Wow.
So they come walking over to pick up the flag, wondering why nobody's blowing the horn.
That could have been disastrous for the Ironmen.
Yeah.
But O'Mara never checked off on that lane.
O'Mara looked left, but he didn't look behind him and didn't see. He could have shot Marcelo. He could have shot Ibarra walking over, and then it would have been he and Jerry Caro. And Caro, I don't think he knew what was going on at all. He just finally decided to stand up and run down the snake.
A little bit of lapse in communication. You can see there's O'Mara wheeling and dealing in the snake, and then finally gets shot.
Caro, I mean,
Caro was pointing out, I'm like,
O'Mara,
hey, you're hit.
I'm sure O'Mara thought he shot Caro, and then Caro just popped up out of the mud and blasted him. Did Caro get shot first on that initial exchange? Did you see that?
Couldn't see from that angle. But regardless, just keep one alive. Danny Ibarra able to stay there. So the issue, though, is that the penalty on Mike Paxton, Toke Hamill, is still going to be on the board because Ironman won the point. Ironman 1 point away from victory here in this race to 7. 2 minutes and 39 seconds, so time's starting to tick off this clock here. Not a lot of time for Baltimore Revo to score 2 points here on this muddy, rain-soaked field. And you know the issue before the PSP Dallas Open was it rained like 4 days straight out here in Texas, and which really softened the ground up. And then it rained all morning yesterday morning, which has turned this field into a mud bog. Which is, those are just the perils of playing events outdoors. Nothing we really can do about that. So the Ironmen stomping out there to try to win this game here to give them 2 wins. They have to play San Antonio X Factor coming up here in 2 more games. Next up, Union is going to be playing Boom. And then after the Dynasty X Factor game, we'll have Revo and Thunder, and then Ironman and Heat. So some good morning games here to start out Saturday's competition. Ironman on your right-hand side. You're looking at Baltimore Revo right now on your left-hand side. All the way to the snake, off the break. Past notch 2, into the 50-yard line.
Revo trying to make a move up the Dorito side.
Well, they have to push fast, Todd.
2:20 left to go. 1 more point for the Ironmen, and this game is over. Ironman will have sealed their ticket into Sunday's competition in the Champions Division. Revo in good spots right now, but not getting any kills. Ironman got it locked up over in the Dorito 1. They're in that center tower, pounding on O'Mara here in the Snake. Ironman with a body in Snake 1, shooting down the wire. There you see Toke Hamill standing tall in that tower in the center, and with pounding the 50 Snake.
And Todd, with 5 bodies alive on both teams, the Ironmen just need to roll those guns and try to suck as much of that time off the clock as possible. Right now, O'Mara's going to have to try to start producing here in the Snake. You're looking at the lineup for the Ironmen. See all those guns up? Guns up. They're looking for those angles. They're trying to keep watch on any craziness that Revo's going to try to pull, because Revo, running out of time, are going to have to start pushing into guns. They have no choice. They have to score 2. Only 1 minute 18 seconds left to go here in this game.
Ironman losing the first body. Marcelo Margot walking off, but they burned a lot of time off that clock. 1:10 left to go. Time ticking away. O'Mara is going to have to get something going for Revo if he's going to open the game up here. He's the one with the ball, and he is going to drop it as he gets shot out of the 50 Snake. Here comes Stacy Smith across into the Snake. He's also going to get shot on the fill. Good game by Vidalich.
Yeah, Vidalich passed the 50-yard line into that important section of the Snake that we talked about earlier.
He's wilding out in the Snake right now, Jason Vidalich. In the mud. Is he going to get that kill? He does. Gets one across the field on Kenny Frank. And just the last body for Revo.
And Vidalich pumps his fist, realizing he just sealed the deal for his team to take this victory and get the flag.
Grab that flag. I mean, 2 wins going to get you in. Top 2 from each bracket are going to go, but always good to end that game with a flag hang. Bam. Good sub.
Hey, man, if you get a chance to put the exclamation point on it, might as well do it, right?
Yeah.
So nice work by the Los Angeles Ironmen. Come from behind victory for them. And again, our thoughts go out to Brandon Cornell, who was on his way to the hospital with a severely dislocated shoulder. They were not able to put his arm back in, put the joint back in the socket. So, but they do come away with a victory, and a hard-fought victory at that.
Yeah, I mean, see Marcelo Margot walking over here, head to toe in mud. He was all over the field this game, playing over the Dorito side, coming over the Snake side, trying to do whatever he could to get points on the board. Mike Paxson playing really well. Shane Pestana got it going early, and before Brandon Cornell got that injury, playing solid for them over there on the Dorito side. I really like the way Ibarra is playing, and Toke Hamill is just having game after game after game.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, he got a little bit of a slow start, made a couple mistakes early on, but better late than never, right? And Toke Hamill, but that's good. That's what you want to see out of Toke Hamill. You know, he's still a guy that's getting better. He's getting better and better and better. And when he comes out and had the game that he had yesterday, and then gets a slow start that he has, and then gets his head screwed on straight, comes back out smashing, if I was the coach, I'd be patting him on the back, being like, that's what I need out of you. It's okay. Just shrug it off, man. You have a couple bad points. Everyone's going to have a couple bad points. But the fact that he came out and played as well as he did was really a testament to how good he can be. And Marcelo Margot got in there 5 confirmed kills. He had a really good, awesome point, too, to help turn the tide. Jason Vidalich stepped up. Paxton played very consistent throughout the whole match. Shane did, too. You know,
10 confirmed kills for Toke Hamill.
Like I said, better late than never.
Yeah.
It's impressive. It's tough, man. When you go out and have a couple bad points to start the day out, sometimes that could, seal the deal for the rest of the day. You get that negative vibe start creeping in on your mind. But nope, he didn't let that happen. And Toke's a happy-go-lucky guy, so I'm glad that he shrugged it off. Very solid work by the Los Angeles Ironmen here with the final score of 7-4. So do not go anywhere. We have Top Gun Union going to be taking on Boom next. And then after that, San Diego Dynasty and San Diego Dynasty and San Antonio X Factors. We're watching a few of these last highlights there. And even the rookie Carl didn't play too bad either. The Ironmen, if they can continue to get these younger guys stepping up, they will be a force in this league. But one of the big question marks now is, when are we going to see the return of Brandon Cornell? We hope that injury isn't as severe as it looked, because he was one of those phenoms for the Ironmen that they were really going to count on this year. So really unfortunate turn of events. Well, let's check in with this next match.
Hey guys, I'm here with Stephen O'Mara and Marcelo Margot. Now I know it was a grind for both of your teams, but that was one of the most exciting matches we've seen so far this weekend. I want to talk to you about that one point where you were on Ironman's snake side, and Jerry, who's a new player for Ironman, bumped up from D2, had no idea you were there, and it was kind of a surprise attack. During that moment, what was running through your mind, and what was your strategy to try to get that kill?
Well, I mean, I shot Paxton in, and I got in, and nobody saw me. So I immediately did what he did to us all day yesterday, is crawl all the way to their side and just wrap. And I heard the guy shooting from the first Snakeside Aztec, and he was shooting back at my guy. He said, the baby's on me. I just wrapped around. He had no clue I was there, and I got him and picked up Paxton on his pack in the back center, and then 2 guys across the field. And I mean, that's pretty much what you got to do is when they don't see you get in, it makes it real easy. But there was a couple times where I'd get in, next thing I know, I see a mud splash right in front of me, and it's like, now I can't do anything. And it's pretty hectic, I mean, as you can see.
Well, you were doing work on the snake side, as you can see. Marcelo, you were watching that point, and you and I actually looked at each other and shook our heads. What was running through your mind as you were watching it go down?
I was actually in that point, and I was one of the guys that he surprise shot. So honestly, I'll just say no coaching, right? We didn't have the communication down. He made a good move, got pretty sneaky down there, and we thought the field was clear. Came up and shot 3 or 4 of us.
Brandon Cornell sadly injured himself and had to go to the hospital. Talk to me about how that's going to affect Ironman moving forward. That's a big loss. He's been playing really well this weekend.
It's a huge loss for us, you know. I have nothing really to say about that. It really sucks. You know, I just hope the kid's okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about Jerry? You picked him up for the season, and it's a great story because he bumped up from D2, and we don't know much about him just yet.
Well, the kid has come out to a few of our practices. He was one of the royalty kids, you know, so he grew up with Shane, and the kid's just hungry. You see it in his eyes, you know. He just wants to go get some, and that's what our team's all about, so I think he's going to help us.
All right, well, Ironman was able to pull out that win. Stay tuned for more exciting matches.
See you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Lucky D, Mark! Lucky D, Mark!